Lord of the Rings is certainly an intricate story with many diverse characters, locations, subplots and themes which are, very important to the fiction.
We really feel that there is an opportunity for us to take players on a journey, a quest, which is more epic than any they've experienced before.
At its heart, it is this epic battle between good and evil and the journey of the characters that unfolds. And that's the most important part, and that's what we've focused on.
With LEGO Lord of the Rings, we don't just tell the story of one part of the book trilogy, of one part of the movie trilogy. We go right out there and from start to finish, the whole of that epic quest, right the way through from Fellowship of the Rings to Return of the King. Everything you could possibly want in one package.
The map of Middle-earth that we've created for Lord of the Rings, an entire layout is based totally on the real map. We've used that map to make sure all our places that we've got are in the exact locations they need to be.
You can drop into Minas Tirith, you can drop into Dun Harrow, and you can really explore, and you can find characters there, and you can find fetch quests and side missions.
So one thing we're really excited about in LEGO The Lord of the Rings is the introduction of the actual movie dialogue spoken through the mouths of the LEGO figures.
I think there's more to this Hobbit than meets the eye.
For an introduction to Lord of the Rings, it's perfect for a younger audience. This dialogue from the film makes these characters the characters that you expect them to be. It definitely adds to the experience and makes the game feel a lot more cinematic than any other LEGO games ever felt before.
What we've always found in the LEGO world is that we can have both the humour, lightness and accessibility that you expect of a game that's made primarily for children, young gamers and their families, but also to bring into that all the authentic emotional drive, drama and action of our source story material. We've got the most wonderful characters, the most amazing magic, the most dramatic battles in the most amazing locations, and together that gives us the perfect playground.
The story of Lord of the Rings is really one of a journey. The physical journey starts off with Frodo, who's given this immensely powerful and evil magical ring and told to take it to the only place it can be destroyed, to Mount Doom. And he and his friends have to seek guidance from wise characters and overcome massive hurdles and adversities in order to eventually try and destroy the ring.
We have great epic battles, huge conflict, some dark moments in the narrative. In a LEGO world, these retain their power, but also become lightened. They become fresher. We just put a little spin on them in such a way that they can become seen and new.
There are 84 playable characters, and they range from the dwarves and the hobbits down to stuff like the orcs. Each party member has their own inventory, so they basically can have 9 items, and each item can hold a new ability.
With Lord of the Rings being such an iconic film trilogy and having so many iconic designs, I tried to stay true to them, but I focused on trying to inject a lot of comedy and fun personality to it. We've got 40 facial animations for practically every character. This gives us ample opportunity to be able to give as much personality and expressions, especially like a character such as Gollum, who's quite famous for it in the films.
One of our favourite moments from the films was when Gimli has to kind of confront the fact that he can't leap as far as Aragorn, and so he has to be thrown.
Don't tell the elf.
You'll be able to pick up Gimli and hurl him across gaps. And there's a variety of different abilities which throwing Gimli gives him the power to do. LEGO The Lord of the Rings is the most epic game yet. It's enabled us to capture an incredible story, combine it with the play sets which have been so beautifully crafted by LEGO Company, and mesh these together with endless variety that free play provides for us. A huge degree of originality in how we've created and crafted the game's own identity. It's been a real challenge and a privilege to combine all these elements together, but I think it's one that we've risen to successfully. many differences about Lego The Lord of the Rings to some of the previous games that we've made. The way that we've layered the story events into these locations weaves the story into the hub itself so that you have a continuous and evolving narrative as the player progresses. And that's really new. That's something we haven't done before.
Theoden King stands alone, not alone.
Players who are playing in co-op can work together to solve the puzzles and overcome the encounters we present to them and be rewarded with treasure items, quests, and new characters.
We are proud to fight alongside men once more.
And there's also a backpack system. The player can pick up items during their course of their journey, put it in the backpack. That'll give the player complete new abilities that are not necessarily bound to the character that they are.
Part of what makes that co-op experience so effective and so much fun is the ability to have the split-screen camera, and that's going to be very true for Lego The Lord of the Rings.
We're very aware that Lego is this great kind of vehicle for kids' imagination. You know, when you build with Lego, you're building the context for the stories and the adventures in your head, and we wanted to see Lego The Lord of the Rings in that way, so we're looking at Middle-earth through a Lego lens.
The game strives to stay true to the original. With obviously everything that we're building, we're trying to match as closely as possible to the actual film models. As realistic as we possibly could with Lego bricks, we'll still try to keep that sort of Lego comical feel to it the same way as Lego do in their own sets. It's quite important to us to actually build these properly out of Lego to show everything works. This is basically our Lego parts library. This is everything that we need to physically build the models. This is a bit of a dream for some people to see a sort of collection of this size.
It's a tremendous responsibility to think that many of our LEGO games are played by young players who not only haven't played many video games, but perhaps may have never encountered these stories in any other form. I think it spurs us on to really make sure that we're delivering every epic moment of that story in the most impactful, amazing way possible to really inspire players to want to find out more about this world and these characters.